Is AEW Collision dying? Let's talk about the viewership of the show and more in today's Wrestling Ramble. AEW has a new show, Collision, as I'm sure you're probably already well aware of at this point. They've had Dynamite, they've had Rampage, then they've had their YouTube shows like Dark and Dark Elevation, and then there were reports that Warner Brothers Discovery, the parent company of TNT and TBS, wanted another show, wanted more programming from AEW. They wanted a Saturday night show, and they delivered. They brought Collision on June 17th. That was their premiere. And since then, the views have dipped a little bit, and that is to be expected for any show. The premiere is always typically going to be your most viewed episode for anything in television. But the big thing is how many people have been driven off. How many people are sticking around? What percentage of the audience has stayed from the premiere to the second episode to now the third episode, which the most recent one was from July 1st. I'm recording this on Wednesday, July 5th, so we have the viewership breakdown for the most recent episodes, and of course, the viewership numbers for the prior two episodes of AEW Collision that we can look at here. Now, reading this article from Ringside News, it says AEW introduced Collision on June 17th, and the show's third episode ran last week. Now we have a look at the viewership breakdown, and things aren't stellar at all. We previously reported that the July 1st episode of AEW Collision drew 452,000 viewers and a .13 in the 18 to 49 demographic. That was down from the previous week's average of 595,000 viewers on average, including about 272,000 aged 18 to 49 for a .21 in the 18 to 49 rating. WrestleNomics dropped the quarter-hour breakdown for AEW Collision last week, and things don't look great. They never scored above 500,000 viewers for any segment during the 2-hour show. WrestleNomics writes, compared to last week's 595,000, Collision was down 24% in total viewership. Among viewers 18 to 49, viewership was down 37% from last week's 272,000, the .21 in the 18 to 49 demographic rating. The debut episode had 816,000 viewers and a .33 rating. That July 1st episode was taped, and it was before a holiday, but the viewership numbers show that they started with 473,000 and ended the night with 430,000 for the final 15-minute segment. It was at 420,000 viewers before that, which is appropriate. The highest viewed segment of the night went to Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks match, which drew 486,000 viewers for the 9 o'clock to 9:15 marker. Then it went down to 452,000 viewers for the next 15 minutes. What's also listed below are the breakdowns by quarter hour. So 8 to 8:15 p.m. we had the Owen Hart Tournament backstage promos, MJF versus Kip Morst, MJF Ethan Page live promo, MJF versus Page through picture-in-picture ads, 473,000 viewers, 169,000 in the 18 to 49 demographic. 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. for quarter hour 2, it was MJF versus Ethan Page continued ad break. Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs, 444,000, so -6% change in the overall viewers, and 174,000 in the 18 to 49 demographic, which is a +3% change. For quarter hour number 3, we had 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs through picture-in-picture ads. Samoa Joe, Roderick Strong backstage promo, Anthony Henry versus Miro, 451,000 viewers, +2%, and the 18 to 49 demographic rating was .13 with 171,000 viewers. That's a -2% change. Quarter hour number 4, we had 8:45 to 9 p.m. Bullet Club Gold, CM Punk, Ricky Starks, FTR Live promo, ad break. 463,000 viewers, +3% change. 173,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, a .13 rating, that was +1% change. Quarter hour 5, 9 to 9:15 p.m. Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks through picture-in-picture ads. 486,000 viewers, the highest of the night, +5% change in total viewers. 183,000, the highest of the night as well, for 18 to 49 demographic, a .14 rating, and a +6% change. Then we go to quarter hour 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. Finish of Starks versus Robinson, Christian Cage, Shawn Spears backstage promo, ad break. Chris Statlander versus Lady Frost through picture-in-picture ads. 452,000 total viewers, a minus 7% change, and then 164,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, a 0.13 rating, and that's minus 10%. Then we get to quarter hour 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. The finish of Statlander versus Frost, Andrade El Idolo, House of Black, backstage promo, ad break, and Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe. 420,000 viewers, a minus 7% change, and 167,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, a 0.13 rating once again, and that was plus 2% from the last quarter hour. And then finally, quarter hour 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m., we had Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe continued through picture-in-picture ads. And then the post-match with CM Punk and Adam Cole, 430,000 viewers, a plus 2% from the last quarter hour, and 173,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, a 0.13 rating, and a change of plus 4%, averaging out to 452,000 viewers in total, and 172,000 viewers on average in the 18 to 49 demographic, which leaves us at a rating of 0.13. So there are all the details on the most recent AEW Collision and the ratings for the show. We also briefly touched on the prior two shows. And before I get into the comparisons for Dynamite and the drop-off in viewerships and how they compare and contrast with one another between Dynamite and Collision, I wanted to bring in some commentary from Eric Bischoff on 83 Weeks because I think he had an interesting perspective on the ratings for Collision. So here's Eric Bischoff talking on 83 Weeks about this.
You mentioned ratings, and Elba and I will cover that in more detail, but they opened it up, I think it was 865,000 viewers, whatever it was, 800 and change. And before the first episode, I predicted that they were going to drop between 25 and 30%, and they dropped 27%, which is not unusual. You should expect that. The good news for Collision is they opened up stronger than I think most people thought they would, including me. I thought 600,000 viewers would be a great number, a solid number. 800 is a great number. So the fact that they dropped from 800,000 down to whatever it was, 5 and change, 600,000, not surprising, and actually not too bad, of a drop. You look at WWE, SmackDown, when I was executive director there for a cup of coffee, our premiere episode on Fox did 3.8 or 3.9 million viewers. 2 weeks later, they were down to 3 million or 2.7 million. So the drop-off that AEW experienced wasn't as significant as it could have been. But I think the next 2, 3, 4 shows is where you're going to see a pattern. That's the important part. What's that pattern look like? And where does it level off? And if they can level off at 500,000 viewers, it may not be a home run, but it's a solid double, maybe a triple.
Now that's the one key takeaway is, has the bottom fallen out completely? If you look at the last Collision, they never hit 500,000 viewers. This is not me trying to dump on Collision or AEW as a whole. That's not my intention. I'm just trying to bring the information here and determine what the average viewership for the show is likely to be. And from the looks of it, it's seeming more and more like they are not going to be able to get back to that height of 800,000. If you look at something like Dynamite, like we were talking about previously, comparing Dynamite to Collision, Dynamite started out with 1.4 million viewers, and they dropped off to 1.14 million viewers in the second episode, back when they debuted in 2019. They maintained almost 81% of their audience from the first episode, the premiere, to the second episode of Dynamite. So they lost almost 20%, more like 19% of their audience from first to second episode. If you look at Collision, they started out with 816,000 viewers for the premiere. The second episode, they had 595,000 viewers. So they maintained nearly 73% of their audience. They lost roughly 28% of their audience. In contrast to Dynamite maintaining 80%, almost 81% of their audience and only losing 20 to 19%. It'll be interesting to see if they are able to bounce back, but from the looks of it, it's seeming more and more like Collision will continue to fall a bit more, maybe not as drastically as they did obviously from the premiere to the second episode and maybe to the third, but if they can, as Bischoff said, maintain 500,000 viewers, that's not bad. That's pretty decent, but it's looking like it may be more in the ballpark of 350,000 viewers to 450,000, somewhere somewhere in that range, which wouldn't be too bad. That's only at the top half 50,000 shy of 500,000, half a million, but it's not as good as it can be. I think they could do a little bit more, maybe advertise the fact that AEW Collision is the one and only home of CM Punk. Of course, he made an appearance on Dynamite not too long ago, but if you're going to be serious about keeping the Elite away from Punk and have them on separate shows, essentially separate rosters. I know they're not doing split rosters, they don't have the amount of people to even fathom such an idea, but if you're not interested in doing this money feud between the Elite and CM Punk and FTR, then why don't you advertise on Dynamite that if you want to see CM Punk, you need to tune into Collision? I'm sure everybody, for the most part, assumes that Collision is where you're going to see Punk, but they haven't stated it clearly to where you know, because you watch Dynamite, hey, CM Punk is only going to be appearing on Collision, or if we want to see CM Punk, we have to watch Collision. That has not been made apparent by the commentators or anyone in the company, and I think that's something that they've really missed the mark on and missed a great marketing opportunity for that. It remains to be seen how the ratings turn out. Hopefully they can turn things around and steady the ship, as they say, and the viewers don't continue to drop off more than they have. But the last Collision not even touching 500,000 through all segments is not the greatest sign. Hopefully they'll turn things around. I am not too faithful on that one, but we'll see how it goes. Be sure to let me know what you think of AEW Collision, how you think the ratings are going to turn out, and what you think of all of this information. That's all I've got. I'll see y'all later.